Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So today's episode comes to you courtesy of my incredible patrons. Once a month, my patrons vote on what commander they want to see in an upcoming episode, and the commander that gets the most votes wins. And the commander for this month is Moritte of the Frost. I love this pick. This is such an underrated commander. A 0/0 legendary snow creature shapeshifter for 5 mana in Simic. It's got changeling, so it's every single creature type. You can have it enter the battlefield as a copy of a permanent you control, except it's legendary and snow to other types. It's a creature, comes in with an extra 2 counters, and it's also a changeling. So there's a lot of different directions you can go with this one. And this one, again, can be basically anything. I mean, anything that you control, any permanent you control. I mean, if you literally want it to be a forest, you're like, yeah, okay, that forest, sure, why not? I need extra mana, sure. I might not recommend that, but you never know. Anyways, with this one, you can have it become any of your things, and with this deck, you can have any of your things become your opponent's things. You see where this is going. Anyways, if you are interested in this Cloney deck, make sure you check out that card list, link in the description below. All that said, let's jump into it. First up, let's start off with the OG Clone. 0/0 Shapeshifter for 4 mana in blue. You may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. So again, unlike our commander, which is restricted to our permanents, Clone is not. Clone can become anything on the battlefield, which means that if we have Clone enter first, which we might, and then we copy, say, an opponent's best creature, then we could say, oh, commander, be a copy of that one as well. So yeah, basically, just make the best situation out of all these. Again, pick the best creatures and have all your creatures be those creatures. It's absolutely incredible. Next up, Deceptive Frostkite. Such a cool card. 1/1 dragon with flying for 2 mana in blue. You may have it enter as a copy of a creature you control power 4 or greater, except it's a dragon. It also has flying. Here's the thing again. Early on in the game, obviously, this is not going to be the best card for you. But once you get one good creature out there that is yours, that has a good amount of power, and again, we've got so many clones, we can copy all the best creatures. This is a 2 mana clone plus flying. Incredible. Mirror Image, 3 mana, copy any of our creatures. Absolutely amazing. Again, because we also have all those other clones, that do copy our opponent's creatures, so we're able to essentially go, yeah, there's a restriction on this, but not really. Altered Ego, so much fun. 0/0, can't be countered, no stopping at opponents. You may have it enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except with X counters on it. So basically, hey, whatever the best creature out there is, cool, mine's better and bigger. Chameleon Master Disguise, a 2/3 that enters a copy of a creature you control, except also is still named Chameleon, and it does have Mayhem though, and we do have ways to discard it, so we can actually cast it for cheaper. Gigantoplasm though is such a fun clone as well. 0/0 for 4 mana, enters a copy of any creature, but it also has Pay X, has base power toughness XX. And yeah, we've got plenty of ways to ram, plenty of ways to get a ton of mana. So again, take the biggest creature out there and say, hey, you know what? Let's make it even bigger. Visage Bandit, though, a 2/2, enter as any creature you control, except it's also a shapeshifter rogue. Cool. But the thing here is it has plot. So again, you can actually cast it for cheaper and just kind of delay when you need to cast it. So you can just cast it for free later on and go, oh, I'll just wait until the best creature's on the board. Oh, there? Okay. Thank you. Now it's mine. Waxen Shape Thief, a 0/0 with flash that can enter as a copy of an artifact or creature you control, or you can cycle it away if you don't need it. Body Double. Something's already gone. Oh no, best creature's gone. Oh, well, this can actually bring it back in a way. Enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature card in a graveyard. So, yeah, being able to just go, okay, yeah, I'm you now, but you're gone. Doesn't matter. I'm still here. Absolutely. Synth Infiltrator, another good one as well. Artifacts can help cast with that improvise. Enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's also a Sith artifact creature. That's other types. Hulking Metamorph is huge. Absolutely huge. Well, it can just be a 3/3 if you cast for 4, but if you cast it for 9, it's a 7/7. Enter as a copy of any artifact or creature we control, except it's also, again, that battle power and toughness. So again, a 7/7 massive creature. Why not? Next up, tactic number 2, Clone Plus. So yeah, again, some clones that can do some other interesting things. Renegade Doppelganger, lower the ground, just 2 mana, 0/1 shapeshifter that says, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under control, you may have this become a copy of that until end of turn. Again, being able to go, okay, we're cloning things, so we're going to be cloning the biggest thing on the board, the best thing on the board, and this can just become a copy of that temporarily. absolutely amazing to be able to get this down early and just have it just keep going and becoming the biggest creature, the best creature on the board. Copy Crook, a clone that enters a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except also whenever it attacks, it connives. So again, a great way to get some additional card selection. Naga Fleshcrafter, such a cool card. Basically just a clone, but also it's got Renew. For 3 mana, exile to your graveyard, get a counter on target non-legend creature you control, and every other creature we control comes a copy until end of turn, only at sorcery speed. This is a game-ending play, saying every one of my things is the best thing on the board. Undercover Operative. Enter the battlefield of any creature on the battlefield, but also, hey, if it's one of ours, this gets a shield counter on it as well to protect it temporarily. Unstable Shapeshifter, yet another one that can move around and change. Whenever another creature comes into play, it permanently becomes a copy. That creature retains this ability. So basically, again, an oldie but a goodie from back in 97 in Tempest, but basically one that says, hey, you know what's going to happen? Essentially, I am going to become whatever the next best thing is. You can keep moving things around. It's so much fun with this. Vizier of Many Faces enters as a clone, and also you can embalm it to come back as a clone. So again, it's basically a double clone for you. Mercurial Pretender. 5 mana. Before, though, you can bounce it back to your hand and say, hey, you know what? Let's just become the biggest thing on the board again. So again, this is a clone that can be great, and then if you need to change it out, you can change it out, or save it from a board wipe as well. And yeah, we've got plenty of ways to get mana, so don't worry about that. Vesuvian Shapeshifter, this is basically a morph clone. We pay 5 mana, we get into play, and it enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. Cool. But also, we can turn this face down at the beginning of our upkeep, and then we can keep turning it back face up to clone again. Sakashima's Protege. For 6 mana, we can flash this out, and it's got Cascade, so free value off the top of our library. You have enters a copy of any permanent that enters the battlefield this turn. So again, that includes opponent's things as well. If an opponent just plays something massive, you're like, you know what, I kind of want a copy of that. But then you cascade and you hit something even better, potentially. Quicksilver Gargantuan, a massive clone, 7/7. Copy of any creature on the battlefield, except this is still a 7/7. Next up, all the clones. So clones that make what? Even more clones. I mean, kind of. Anyways, Mirhall Mimic, a 0/0 spirit for 4 mana in blue. Enters a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's also a spirit, and you can disturb it out of your graveyard. And it is, well, an enchantment aura. You enchant a creature at the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's copying the enchanted creature, except it's still a spirit. This has been a graveyard for anywhere, exile it instead. So yeah, basically this is a clone that says, oh, when I actually am dealt with, yeah, I actually start cloning something even more. Regenerate Mimic, my god, I love this card. 0/0 Shapeshifter for 6 mana in Simic. Have enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it gains the beginning of your upkeep, but this creature isn't a token. You get a token that's copied this creature. Basically, it's just a factory of making that massive creature, whatever that best creature is that you copied. This says, let's make more and more and more and more of them. Next up, tactic number 4. Let's blink things. Essence Flux, very simple, very effective. Instant for a single blue mana. Exile target creature control, return to the battlefield. Arsenal's control, if it's a spirit, sure, get a counter on it. Most likely won't be a spirit, but we don't really care about that. This is a blink effect for just 1 mana, which is absolutely massive because, again, with all of our clones, we can basically reset them. Again, we're going to have our clones become copies of the best things out there, but sometimes something even better comes out. You're like, oh, you know what? Let's change it up. You know, I want that now instead. Yeah, let's upgrade. Okay, we're going to upgrade to that one. Or, you know, we've got maybe some creatures that we're going to talk about here in a little bit that have some great ETBs. We can also utilize those as well. Blur, basically the exact same thing, well, minus the spirit stuff. Blink something for 3 mana, though. Draw a card on top of that, though. Displace, blink 2 creatures. So, again, being able to reset 2 clones, that's huge. Ghostly Flicker, basically the exact same thing as well, but a little more flexible. You can exile 2 target artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control. That's the blink effect there. Release to the Wind. This is a kind of delayed blink effect in a way, or one that can actually be against an opponent in a way too. Exile target non-land permanent for as long as it remains exiled. Its owner may cast without paying its mana cost. So again, you can go, okay, you know what? One of my clones, I'd like to reset them and have them hold out, you know, just in exile for a while until I need them. Or again, with an opponent's thing, if I'm like swinging through against them, I'm like, you've got that giant Eldrazi. Go away temporarily. Okay, now I swing through. A goodbye. Golden Argosy, a massive blink effect in a way. When this attacks, exile each creature that recruited this turn, return the battlefield, tap remote control at the beginning of the next end step. So again, a great way to go, hey, let's just reset all of the clones, basically. All these clones go on a ship, and then for some reason they go away, and then they come back. And also other ETBs as well. Lose a Stratagem, basically kind of like a Ghostly Flicker-ish, more like a Displace, I should say. Blink 2 creatures, and also draw a card for 4 mana. Next up, let's talk about some card advantage. Yeah, some great ways to get a massive amount of card advantage in this deck. First up, Outcaster Trailblazer, a 4/2 human druid for 3 mana and green. Enters the battlefield at 1 mana of any color, so that's quite nice. Being able to just get some free mana, lovely. Another creature power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under control, draw a card, and you can actually plot this out, which is quite nice. That being said, if we keep getting copies of this, yeah, we're going to be drawing more and more and more cards. And of course, just when we're cloning things in general, they're probably going to be big creatures, so draw a lot from there. Garrick's Pack Leader, very similar when it comes to helping us out with this. 4/4, another creature of power. 3 or greater enters, draw a card, so the threshold's even lower. We're going to be drawing even more cards. Yeah, when you get a couple of these in play, it's just absolutely insane. Mold Drifter, very simple, very effective. ETB, draw 2, or you can evoke it out for just 3 mana. All-Seeing Arbiter, 5/4 flyer, so again, a pretty heavy hitter there. Enters the battlefield or attacks, draw 2, discard a card, so some massive card advantage there. On top of that, whenever you discard a card, target creature opponent controls gets -X, -0 until your next turn. X is the number of different mana values among cards in your graveyard. We've got quite a few of those, but yeah, being able to go like, okay, I've got an army of these All-Seeing Arbiters. They're swinging, I'm discarding a lot, and basically shutting my opponent's creatures down. Soul of the Harvest, 6/6 with Trample. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Again, getting a lot of copies of this can be fantastic at drawing a lot of cards, and also having a good amount of powerful creatures. Sphinx of Enlightenment, 5/5 flyer. ETBs, target opponent draws a card. Oh, here you go, you're welcome. I draw 3. So again, an evasive creature, pretty big body right there. And also being able to go, yeah, let's draw a good amount of cards here. Inspired Sphinx, 5/5 flyer as well. ETBs, draw a card, deal number of opponents you have. So again, this time we're keeping all the cards, and it's probably going to be 3 when this comes into play. And we can also make Thopters, and we've got mana to do so if we need to. Sandstone Oracle, 4/4 flyer. ETBs, choose an opponent. If they've got more cards in hand than you, oh, that's mean. Draw cards equal to the difference. Oh, let's go back up to the same amount, okay? And again, at some point, if you play even more cards, then you're back down, you'll go, okay, I'll clone this and then do it again. Lovely. But next up, let's talk about some removals. Starting off with Scrap Shooter, a 4/4 Raccoon Archer for 3 mana with Reach. Enters if the gift was from destroy target artifact or enchantment opponent control, so you can gift a card if you need to say, you know what, hey, let's get rid of that, okay? And it's a pretty decently sized body that also has Reach, a good blocker for you as well, a good clone target. Druid of Purification, let's just destroy a lot of things. 2/3 Human Druid for 4 mana. Enter starting with you. Each player may choose an artifact or enchantment you don't control, so your things are safe and fine. It's fine. Destroy each permanent chosen this way. Yeah, if you clone this, you're like, oh, let's do it again. And again. Opponents aren't going to have many things in play. And they'll have no things in play with Bane of Progress, a 2/2 Elemental for 6 mana. When it enters, destroy all artifacts and enchantments, get a counter on this creature for each permanent destroyed this way. Yeah, you're just going to keep wiping the board of artifacts and enchantments because that's not the main strategy of your deck, so you're fine with destroying all those. And you're like, yeah, let's just do it. Oh, okay, yeah, let's clone this and do it again later on. And then also they're just massive creatures. It's absolutely so much fun. Tolar's Huntmaster, my goodness, this is a house. 6/6 Human Werewolf for 6 mana. Enters the battlefield, you get 2/2/2. So that is 10 total power across 3 bodies for 6 mana. And again, you can clone this very easily. It also can flip over with the Daybound Nightbound. It's a 7/7. Enters the battlefield or attacks, you get 2/2/2s. And you can also have your wolves fight creatures as well. Lovely. Scourge of Blades, oh my goodness. Repeat board wipe for you. 6/6 Kraken. ETBs turn each creature opponent's control of toughness, X celestial on his hand, or X number of islands you control. The longer the game goes, and again, you've got a lot of amazing ramp, the more islands you have, and the more deadly this gets. And of course, you can keep cloning this or blinking this and going, yeah, you know what, opponents, you just don't get to keep creatures ever. Thorn Mammoth, and they definitely want to get creatures when this is in play. A 6/6 Elephant with Trample for 7 mana. Whenever this other creature enters the battlefield under control, it fights up to one target creature you don't control, so just being able to go, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. If you get multiple of these in play, it's going to be impossible for anyone to keep anything in play. Terastodon, gross. 9/9 Elephant for 8 mana. Enters the battlefield, destroy up to 3 target non-creature permanents, replace them with 3/3 elephants, basically, and go, hey, you know what? I don't like those things, and by the way, I've got a massive creature, and now I'm just going to clone this with something absolutely amazing. Or if you want to finish out the game, Tidespout Tyrant. Yeah, if you get a couple of copies of this, it's game over. 5/5 Jin with flying for 8 mana in total. Whenever you cast a spell, bounce target permanent back to its owner's hand. Absolutely incredible just on its own, number 1. Number 2, if you keep cloning it, every single time you cast any spell, even if it's just a tiny blank spell or like a ramp spell, you're like, yeah, I've got 3 of these in play. Let's bounce 3 things. And at some point, you're going to get to lands because you're going to run out of opponents' permanents other than those. And of course, keep in mind, you can actually reset your own clones if you need to with this too. Finally, though, let's talk about ramp, and yeah, we've got a ton of ways to ramp, including Wild Growth, a great turn 1 play. Enchant a land, land taps for an additional green. Next up, Rampant Growth. Very simple, very effective. 2 mana, get a basic into play tapped. Edge of Realm does the exact same thing if you've got 4 or fewer lands, or you can cycle away by sacrificing a land. Secure Tribe Elder, basically Rampant Growth on a body. Sacrifice it, sorry Steve, goodbye, and you go get that land. Cultivate 2 lands, 2 basics I should say. 1 comes into play tap, 1 goes into your hand. Grow from the ashes, you can kick it. If you do, you get 2 lands into play, untap 2 basics. If not, just 1. Harrow, sacrifice 1 land, get 2 basics into play, untap, use that mana right away. Risen Reef, my goodness, a clone target if I've ever seen one. 1/1 elemental for 3 mana. Whenever another elemental enters the battlefield to control, get the top card of your library. If it's a land from the battlefield tapped, if you don't, put it in your hand. Yeah, getting a lot of card advantage and getting a lot of mana out of this is insane. Again, the more and more of these you get, the more and more triggers you have, it's crazy. Church of Mara, another great turn 1 play. Suspend 2 for a single green mana. Get a basic into play, untapped. Springbloom Druid, we're going to enter the battlefield, sacrifice a land, and get 2 into play. Tap basically a roiling regrowth on a body. Topiary Stomper, 4/4, Vigilant Plant, Dinosaur for 3 mana, because that's the thing. Enters the battlefield, go get a basic land on the battlefield tapped. This can't attack or block unless you control 7 or more lands. You're going to get there very quickly, obviously, and of course, a good clone target for you as well. Migration Path, 4 mana, get 2 basics into play, tap, shuffle your library, cycle it away. This is such a good card for this deck. The Green Shell, the Elemental Turtle, 4/6 with reach for 5 mana in green. As long as you control 10 or more lands, creature control at +2/+2. You're going to get there. Also, if you clone this, you get more of those. Again, just stacking. Again, +4/+4, +6/+6. Absolutely incredible. On top of that, whenever this or other creature you control toughness greater than its power enters, with the top card of your library, it's a land upon the battlefield tapped, otherwise put in your hand. Yeah, you can keep cloning this and just keep getting more and more triggers and more lands in play and more power. It's insane. Regal Behemoth, oh my goodness. Another great clone target. 5/5 Dinosaur Trample for 6 mana. Into the battlefield, become the Monarch card advantage right there. Every time a land for mana while you're the Monarch, initial 1 mana of any color. Yeah, your lands are going to start stacking with more mana. It's going to be absurd. Ovenwald Hydra, Star Hydra with reach. Power and toughness, equal number of lands you control. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. Enters the battlefield and may search life for a land, on the battlefield, and shuffle. And then finally, Beanstalk Giant. First of all, if you just, cast the adventure part of this, go get any basic. Okay, cool, on the battlefield tapped. It costs 3 mana, good. But later on, play this, and all of a sudden, it is a Star, power and toughness, equal number of lands you control. Yeah, a good clone target for you as well. End of the game. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on this one. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.